Products of War Podcast, Episode 5.
Welcome to the Products of War Podcast. This is a podcast designed for Iraq veterans and veterans in general. So last time, this is, like Tom said, this is Episode 5. The last time that we were talking, we talked about the run-up to Gulf War, talked about going over what the reasons why we went to war, kind of the weapons of mass destruction's debacle. I guess it'd be a good word for that. And now we're kind of talking about just our personal experiences of going into Kuwait and moving into Iraq. Tom, when was the first time that you went into Kuwait?
When did we go into Kuwait? It's like maybe end of April, early May, 2003. So basically, like, everybody rolled in, and then we fucking showed up right there at the fucking ass end of that. So we were taking over the camps just as they were fucking abandoning them.
Yeah, you must have been coming in right as I was leaving, or getting ready to leave anyway, because I went over there the first time in mid-April of 03. So you must have been just taking over. Maybe we left, because we left April 29th is when we went into Iraq. So
yeah, it probably had been right in there.
Yeah, I think that's how it was, because like there's people moving out in front of us, and it's just that steady rotation of fuckers coming in and out. So
yeah, I mean, what did we spend? Maybe a week there.
Yeah, well, I was there
2 weeks.
I was there about 2 weeks, I think. I was there long enough to realize that Kuwait is the worst place in the fucking planet. That's how long I was there, man. That was a miserable place, and I think that we was talking offline a little bit before we started this episode of how to describe how shitty Kuwait is and how just hard that is. So let's backtrack a little bit. Let's not even get into that yet. What was your first impression of getting on the plane in the United States and going over there for the first time? Because I think that fucked up a lot of people's brains, right? Like just
yeah, no, we left from Germany though, so it was a fucking we had a lot shorter flight. You know, we cut out fucking 10 hours of fucking flight time compared to somebody who was leaving from fucking Kansas or fucking Texas or something like that. You know,
yeah. I think that like just that getting on the plane though, right? Like, okay, I have not for me so much because I was excited to go, but I think that there's a lot of people that were like, oh, fuck, now I can't go AWOL. I got, like once I get over here, there's no turning back, and you could see like.
There's no place to bail off.
Yeah.
You go run and hide somewhere.
Yeah, you can't run to mommy's house no more, so it was.
Yeah.
So I did you see a lot of people that were like, because me and you've talked before and you were excited to go and you were ready to get after it. And, did you see people that were nervous, like just getting on the plane, like, oh shit, this is for real?
I don't recall that too much. I mean, we were a smaller unit. We was the brigade reconnaissance team for fucking First Brigade, the First AD. So we had kind of a smaller elite unit.
Yeah. Oh, so you had people that were already. You didn't have a whole bunch of the pogues with you that were, because I had a whole bunch of I'm just here for the college money kids with me, man, that were just fucking scared to death. You could literally just feel the tension. Not so much even like the first sergeants and sergeant majors yelling and bitching, and then the E7s and E6s doing the same. But there was just regular Joes, man, that just wide eyed and just not like excited to get after it, just fucking scared, man. You could just see fear in a lot of people's eyes. So that was pretty interesting to me.
So yeah, like our unit, they had just set up, like, I don't know, maybe 6 months before I had gotten over there. But what they did is they fucking went around to the other scout platoons and they basically fucking scavenged a bunch of guys and put them together in the fucking unit. So when they go around to the unit or the other scout platoons and they're asking for guys for the fucking new unit coming up, they're giving away their fucking best guys.
Yeah.
So basically, everyone who was initially there to set up the unit, at least mostly Joes and some NCOs and all that, all those guys got either put out or fucking, they basically just fucking cleaned house and got rid of them. So
yeah,
we had a pretty good fucking group. And then, I don't know, for the most part, everybody was fucking ready to fucking go. And
yeah. That helps, that helps with morale, and it helps with just camaraderie of everybody working together. It's weird whenever you have that 15 or 20% of people that are just miserable and don't want to be there, because if you don't have everybody on board, man, it makes shit hard.
Absolutely.
So I think that It was, I feel like it was a little harder for us, you know, and not to knock the Pogues or anybody, but them people that enlisted for the college money, man. I think that deployment was just going over there is a little bit harder to them. Well, what do you think about just whenever you first got on ground, man? Like, what was your initial thought, or do you remember your initial thought, like getting off the airplane in Kuwait? Like,
man, my real first memory. I don't remember a lot of fucking getting in there. I know we got off maybe 6, 7 in the morning, maybe earlier, and it wasn't quite hot yet, but you could feel the oppressive heat that was in the air.
Yeah, you knew noon was gonna fucking suck.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so they herded us into a fucking tent, and then we waited around in there for a little bit, and then we got on these fucking buses, and we had to have all the curtains fucking closed.
Oh yeah.
And we drove, and we're had all our gear in there, everything fucking loaded in these buses, sitting on duffel bags and fucking driving for like fucking 4 to 5 hours, it seemed.
Yeah.
Out some fucking middle of nowhere.
You know what I remember about that bus loop, man, or that bus fucking ride, man, is that we're packed in there, bro. I mean, and remember they got them like the little jump seats in the middle, you know, that fold down so you can get like 7 motherfuckers across there when really only 4 of us could really fit. But there's a bunch of us across there, man, and we land in Kuwait, and then they come in, and we go to like some tent for a briefing, and this is at the time where they still think that Saddam could shoot Scuds into the fucking base camp down in Kuwait. And they're like, this is an example of the Scud missile little thing. And they had like a little hand crank fucking World War I fucking deal. And but we get packed in these fucking the buses, dude. And there's, you know, like 20 of them fucking buses. And we're in the middle one. And we're all packed in there. And dude, you couldn't fucking move if you had to. But they told us if you hear the Scud alarm, fucking mask up, you know, fucking go to fucking NBC, whatever the fuck putting your mask is on.
Mach 4.
Yeah, you know, dude, we're packed in this motherfucker, dude, and before we even leave, dude, the goddamn Scud alert goes off, man. We're like, yo, we're all gonna die because none of us can fucking reach. My mask is underneath my feet, dude, and I can't reach my dick, you know, so there's no way I'm getting that fucking mask on at all. So that was what I remember about that bus ride, man. It was pretty miserable.
I don't remember. Yeah, we didn't have any fucking talk of fucking, indirect attacks or anything like that. But just you were so packed in on those fucking buses, and it was so hot, and there was just no fucking airflow. And
None. Yeah. Dude, I remember whenever we got on them buses, man, some little skinny motherfucker jumped on the bus and he goes, "Welcome to the war." I was like, I'm like 20. I was like 22, never been to war in my life. I'm like, I'm pretty fucking sure this ain't where the war is, bro.
Yeah, that fucker stayed in Kuwait the entire time.
The whole time. And
yeah.
Dude, and you could tell that he had that "Welcome to the war" just down pat, like he'd been watching old war movies over and over, just trying to perfect his voice, you know. So
getting all these replacements in, fucking training them all.
Yeah.
Telling big stories like when he got home.
How rough Kuwait was, you know. So like, all right, man. You know, so that was pretty interesting. But I remember the heat, man, and just how miserable it was. Did you guys get your how'd your guys' vehicles get there from Germany? Or did you pick up new vehicles?
We railheaded them out of fucking there, and then I think they load them up on boats somewhere. I don't know. We didn't fucking do anything with them after that.
Did you guys pick them up off the boats? Did you have a detail getting them off the ships?
There was a fucking detail already. I wasn't involved with any of that. So basically all I know is we fucking threw them on a train, and then next thing you know, they were there.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we did.
Well, funny story, fucking, my truck went to fucking Kuwait on the back of a wrecker.
Oh, good way to start the war. Welcome to the war.
So fucking, we were at the fucking railhead, and fucking, we had a problem. I think like the front differential was fucking locking up or staying locked, so it was just putting that wear on that fucking front end. And we were going around this fucking corner, and it was kind of tight with this other fucking truck, and my fucking driver was going and fucking makes a corner, and we boom, and fucking truck fucking lists. I'm like, what the fuck? You hit that cocksucker? No, I didn't hit him. I'm like, bullshit. So I fucking got out, and the fucking wheel was collapsed inside the fucking wheel well. Like everything had just fucking sheared off there. So they took a ratchet strap, or 3 of them, and fucking pulled all the guts in there. Just pulled everything up, hooked it to the back of a fucking 5-ton wrecker, hoisted that fucker up, and it went to fucking Kuwait all that fucking way, just like that.
Dude, you know what's rough, man, is like that people that aren't military or that, you know, didn't have vehicles that knew they was going to a tent or whatever, is they don't understand like the importance of your vehicle. right? Because that's home.
Absolutely.
That's home, man. I mean, like, I know where everything's at on that fucking thing. I know where I'm putting all my shit. You know, I mean, that's home. So when home breaks, man, that's devastating to a soldier. You know, so especially whenever you're getting ready to go to war for your first time and your shit's on a wrecker with all the guts to the front of it, ratchet strapped in, man. That's not setting a good omen for the.
Well, I think we kind of fucked ourselves too because we were naming the trucks and we called ours the SS Minnow.
Yeah. The eeny, meeny, miny, I'm fucked.
Yeah, fucking Recon 1.6, man. That fucker had nothing but fucking problems. But whole time.
Dude, there's vehicles like that, man, and as you know, man, I've had tanks like that. I mean, me and you worked together and you know, years past what we're talking about now, but dude, I had some bad luck with some vehicles and I had some great luck with some vehicles. Dude, I had some fucking vehicles, man, in my career that, you change the oil in the fucking thing and it would all the time. You could duct tape it together and keep it going. And then I had some, man, that would never start or wouldn't traverse or anything. So, whenever we got there, man, we was in 4th ID, so we were supposed to go through Turkey. Well, they sent all of our equipment on a boat, and then it fucking bounced around out in the ocean forever. And then we had a detail getting them off the boat, and mine had a tow bar hooked to it, and I didn't have a tow bar, so I was like, well, that can't be good. But again, again, it was fucked up. But I was one of the somebody told me one time to go down to like AutoZone and get like the little wire brush thing that goes on the connections to clean the connections of batteries, right? It's just that little fucking
terminal cleaner.
Terminal cleaner, like right? Yeah,
it's just like a metal fucking fuzzy butthole.
The wiry fuzzy butthole. Yeah, exactly. I think that's how they described it. Is what to go get, right? So I go get that, and I clean up my batteries, dude. Money. Perfect. My shit starts strong every time, so it worked out. Plus, I got a free tow bar out of it. I was like, "Fuck, tow bar, man. That might be useful." And
hell yeah.
So we got it going, man. And then we were doing the same thing. We were in the tents, and we were going back and forth to like some fucking bullshit briefings and whatever the fuck was going on. But for the most part, we put our tanks together and then turned the turret so that we could make shelters, and like fucking have a place to fucking hang out at. And you know what? I take that back, man. We didn't even have tents. We slept on our fucking vehicles. So
in Kuwait?
In Kuwait, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I want to say that's a fact, but I don't fucking remember really. I mean, it just, you know how it all blends together a little bit, but
yeah.
I know we were on our vehicles. If we weren't in tents, maybe we could only be in our tents. Maybe it was one of those things where we could only be in our tents to sleep. You can't be in there in the middle of the day or whatever the fuck it was.
It was probably just so fucking hot in there that it wasn't worth fucking hanging out in the middle of the day.
Dude. That's something that I really wanted to talk about is for people that don't know or haven't been to Kuwait or people that have forgot how shitty the heat is in Kuwait, man. I remember like just walking and it felt like a fucking hairdryer on your face at full blast, and the faster you walk, the faster the air just got, man. It was just the most miserable thing ever.
It's like if you're standing. Like, you have a good bonfire going, and you're standing way too close, and it hurts your fucking skin. Like, that's just what the air fucking felt like.
Yeah, no matter what.
It was just painful.
Painful. And I think that's kind of like where, the idea of all military persons need to wear gloves. Because my first deployment, you didn't have to wear gloves all the time. But after a while, like being in Kuwait, everybody's like, yeah, you should probably wear some gloves because every fucking piece of metal is scalding hot. It's going to burn your hands, every piece of everything, man.
Fucking working on those fucking trucks, man, and you'd leave a fucking wrench laying out in the fucking direct sunlight, and then you go to grab that fucker again, and it feels like it's 150 degrees.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you're underneath the truck, every tool is underneath the truck with you,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're sucking. Yeah. So you spent a couple of weeks in Kuwait. So did I. Do you remember the phone booths? Did you guys have like the little phone trailers that you had to go wait in to just go make a phone call?
I don't remember doing that. Shit, did we have a sat phone then?
Oh shit, you guys were fancy.
Yeah, well, we were the fucking elite unit.
The elite unit with my shit on the back of the wrecker.
Yeah, like pulling that fucking broken truck in. Yeah. No, I don't remember like the fucking phone fucking trailers or anything. Fucking, I know I think the troop had a fucking sat phone. And, I used that maybe once to make a fucking phone call, but, I was a single man. I didn't fucking...
Yeah, see, I was married with kids. My wife was pregnant. Whenever I got there, she was pregnant. And then towards the end, before I even left Kuwait, she had my son. But, so I was making phone calls, trying to make phone calls every other day at least. And,
yeah, imagine.
Yo, you was fucking standing in that line outside, man, forever. I mean, forever. You just stand out there, and then you got like 15 minutes of phone call, and then it had that. Remember, they had that like 4-second delay. So he had to call everybody to start with. If there's going to be a delay, don't say hi yet. Hi, I can't hear you. What's going? And then, it was always that fight. You're like, fuck, man, shut up for a second. Let me talk. So. That was interesting. I remember one time, man, we was down in Kuwait, and we finally got done doing all the bullshit that we needed to do or whatever, and we got to go to, like, the PX in the middle of the day. And I'm an E2 or 3 at the time, and my staff sergeant, my tank commander, was like, hey, let's go to the PX with me. I was like, yeah, I'll go. And he's like, man, this is going to be great. There's going to be so much stuff in here. We're going to get stocked up so that we can have some fucking munchies and get some Gatorades and all this stuff. Dude, we went in there, and it looked like a fucking... I don't know, it had like 4 Good Housekeeping magazines and like 3 Taylor Swift CDs or some shit, Like there was
wait, particularly like locusts went through that fucker.
Dude, it was horrible. There was nothing in there, man. It was crazy, but everybody's just still waiting for everything, So we went in there and got some cigarettes and like whatever we could find, So it was strange, man. It was a weird place. Was the PX just kind of like that when you was there?
Yeah, I can just remember bare fucking PXs, up until, I think the whole fucking deployment really, until like the end.
Yeah.
Let's see, probably when we went to BIOP, I think was the first time, maybe halfway through the war, the first time I actually seen a PX that may or may not have something that's worth fucking anything. Actually, that was the only PX in fucking Baghdad.
Oh, no.
I guess the green zone might have had one, but I don't think I don't think they did though.
Yeah. I read something the other day, not to get off topic, but, not read something, but I was watching that movie that you suggested to me.
That Thunder Run on Baghdad.
Thunder Run on Baghdad, man. That was pretty interesting. Yeah.
It was a good deal on the fucking actual invasion and then kind of a little bit afterwards. And
Yeah. If anybody's interested on that, that's the Thunder Run on Baghdad, and Tom found it on Amazon Prime, so if you got Amazon Prime, it's free. I think it's like it's a couple hours. It's a little bit long, but it was interesting. And you know what made me think about that is that there's a part in there where that one woman that said that like commanders or generals and stuff came up to her and said, hey, where can we set up a base camp in Baghdad? And she's like, you haven't even thought about this yet? That ain't planned out. She's like, well, you can't go anywhere because it's it's a city. You can't put 50,000 people in one spot. And she's like, well, the only real place you can go is to the airport. And she said that she was the one that circled the green zone, for all those people. And she's an Iraqi national. And I was like, dude, I bet that's got to be a tough one to live with yourself now.
Yeah, but I mean, she basically circled out like all of Saddam's palaces and all that area there, right off the fucking river. It's the Tigris that runs through? I can't remember.
Yeah, one of them fucking rivers.
Yeah,
but it's just strange. It's just
we don't know.
yeah. It was just strange.
The Tigris or the Euphrates, so figure
one of them. You got a 50-50. But it was strange that there was a person that said this is where you have to go, like an Iraqi national that said this is the only place that you can go. That was very strange to me. So, but yeah, so let's just talk a little bit about, for the people that don't know about Kuwait a little bit more. Let's just beat that drum just a little bit more, because I can't stress how much shittier that place is than anywhere else I've ever been into the world. And we kind of addressed the heat a little bit, but I'd like to just talk about like the fucking, I don't even know it ain't sand. What is that fucking, what is the dirt down there? What do you even call that?
We used to call it moon dust because it was so fucking fine.
Yeah.
And you when you stepped in it, it left the fucking perfect boot imprint.
Perfect.
Like it was just it was just crisp, like you see like the astronaut boot just on the fucking moon. But I think that sand just gets blown so hard over there, it's worn down so much. It's so fucking fine. It's like a flour consistency.
Yeah.
It just gets fucking everywhere.
Everywhere, man. I remember like getting out of the shower one time and getting out of the shower still at like the, just outside the shower in my towel and running my fingers across like my fingertips and could feel the sand in my fucking fingerprints. And I'm like, how is there sand inside the fingerprints? That's how fine it is. So that shit is nasty.
Oh, that stuff used to get inside the little shower fucking shelters they'd have there. You'd have that fucking fine layer of fucking mud forming, and the condensation and all the hot water and fucking it was just gross. Like, you got clean, and then you immediately got filthy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, within 10 steps of being outside of the shower, you're back to, you might not smell like ass as much, but you're still filthy and sweating again. I mean, by the time you got back to wherever you were going, you're just as wet with sweat. Even if you took a shower at 1 o'clock in the morning, it didn't matter.
No, not at all.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you haven't been to Kuwait, Google, moon dust Kuwait and see it. And like, what was really strange to me about that shit too is like the vehicles moving around, just in general, just the trucks and the support systems, and not even tanks and Bradleys or any heavy equipment, but just the regular trucks, man. There was always that constant haze of that shit hanging in the air all the time. I mean, it was just from people moving around. It was just in the air all over the place.
Yeah. And then the wind always fucking blew, so it was always fucking pushing it.
Always pushing.
And I don't think we had anything too serious as far as wind goes, but I do remember there was a guy, we had to escort our commander around the compound. He was doing a fucking investigation because they had a tent set up, like a little fucking, I don't know, maybe a GP medium or something along those lines, but the wind came up and picked that fucker up and then slammed it against like a fucking Connex or something, and some dude got all fucked up in there, so he had to do the fucking command investigation.
He was inside the tent when it got picked up?
There was a Joe inside the tent that just got fucking picked up and fucking it like ripped the tent out of the ground and just slammed him against the fucking. It fucked him off pretty good.
Yeah, you're not in Kansas no more, motherfucker.
No shit, take that fucker down. I think basically was the result of the fucking investigation, but
yeah, it's tough. Maybe that's why we couldn't be in the tent. Maybe something along those lines of why you can't be in the tent in the middle of the days. Because
I don't know.
You couldn't hang out in them.
We had one catch fire, too, one of those big fucking tents.
I think that they sprayed them fuckers with, like, diesel fuel to make them waterproof or something.
It was kerosene,
kerosene, like, whose idea is that? Fuck, 90% of this fucking army chain smokes, and we're going to soak these tents in kerosene?
Yeah, no, they were fucking fire traps, man. And one fucking caught off, and I think it burnt fucking completely within fucking a minute.
Oh,
just fucking going dry, bone dry canvas. Never seen a drop of fucking moisture and then fucking soaked in kerosene.
Just a horrible idea, man. Just horrible ideas. Yeah, it's tough, man. So I think that some things are maybe there was a reason for that, but then there's some things that were just a complete lack of foresight or lack of logistics, right? So, and again, here on this podcast, we don't want to be Monday morning quarterback, and we just want to tell our experiences a little bit. But, some of the things that come to my mind is just a lack of resources that we had personally, right? Like the lack of a cooler, right? Like that was a big thing for us. Like, hey, we don't have a cooler on our fucking tank. Like how are we going to survive in the desert out here? Did you guys run into things of that nature?
We got a cooler, I remember, but I don't remember when we got it. I don't know if we rolled up with them or got them, maybe locally purchased them afterwards, but it's like I remember you used to get those ice blocks after we got our cooler, and then you'd sit there and you'd kind of go in there with the fucking bayonet and stab that fucking ice, until to break it down a little bit to keep everything fucking cold so you could actually fit ice in there.
Yeah,
because that block would damn near fucking fill it.
Oh yeah, well, the blocks would come in like 4 or 5 foot sections of fucking solid block of ice.
Yeah, they just came in that big fucking square, and then you got issued your ration. You had to fucking break them down to fucking fit. But that cooler had so many fucking fucking stabs of fucking bayonets fucking going through the side and shit, and it was all fucking pretty rough.
Yeah, that's a rough one. We used to do ours in our drip pans. So the big fuck off drip pan that would catch the oil and shit that would leak out of the tank, we would just put dirt in it, clean it out with dirt and dump it out, and then break our ice in that. So
there you go.
So then we wouldn't stab it. But now we got the oily fucking residue all in the cooler.
All in the fucking cooler. It's probably just as clean as ours was. So it didn't even fucking matter.
No, that's a weird thing. Like now, right? Like if something's dirty or like if there's like a couple gnats in my drink or something, I'm like, I don't even give a shit. Like just the amount of filth that I can put up with now after being in the military is so much different than what it was before the military.
Especially going over there. And then fucking, I had a bout of fucking, I don't know if I want to call it dysentery because it sounds like it, but it was just explosive fucking diarrhea for like 2 weeks.
In Kuwait?
No, not in Kuwait. Oh. This is after we fucking go. We're talking about dirty fucking drinking dirty water and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just the point where like a guy had to run. Like you had about 30 seconds to know if you were gonna shit. You had to find a spot to fucking go. Otherwise, it was coming or not.
Yeah.
And just after 2 weeks of that, and then after that, man, I was drinking fucking Baghdad city water and no fucking problems.
Yeah.
I just brushed my teeth with tap water out of the fucking sink. And
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was drinking the non-potable water, and I started with like a cup or two, and it would just acclimatize myself, I guess, to it. And because that was in the time where, did you guys have a ration on water?
Yeah, they had right after we got up in there, probably May or June, right in the middle of fucking summer starting, or right in that fucking area, we had a ration of a 1 bottle a day.
Yeah, that's what we had.
The liter and a half, the big bottles. But sometimes they would come out with these small half-liter bottles, and that would be the fucking ration. That was your 1 fucking bottle. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, man. We had
so we went over, there was a fucking, the support fucking compound that was nearby. And we went over there. That's where we picked up our chow from. Because we used to mermite chow over to our fucking compound where we fucking stayed.
Yeah.
So they'd go over there. We'd have to escort them once in a while. And if you were on that escort, what you'd do is you'd run the fucking cooks over there. They'd pick up the chow. You'd go to the spot where they had all the fucking water. You'd fucking roll in, open the back of the truck, throw as many fucking cases of fucking water you could in the fucking back of the truck, and just fucking take off out of
just
there.
Steal as much water as you could get.
Like you fill the fucking whole back seat, like it'd be mounded to the point where you could barely shut the fucking back hatch on the turtleback, and fucking.
Oh yeah, I remember having to do that too, man. We stole a generator one time like that too. We was out just at like in Balad. They had all kinds of like generators for lighting, like the big lights that move up. They had those, but we just needed a generator. And somebody's like, I bet we can fucking figure out a way to make that a generator, just those things. And we went and stole one of those, and that was pretty fun. It's always a good time just going out there and scavenging shit, But whenever you're scavenging water to survive, that makes it a little more difficult, So
yeah, I mean, I heard stories of guys running out of fucking. I don't know from experience, but on the initial invasion, there'd be just no food, no fucking water, and they were basically just fucking getting it off the fucking locals, know.
But then my first 3 or 4 months in Iraq, man, we had to flag down a Black Hawk one time, and a Black Hawk stopped and dropped us off 2 cases of water. And if it wasn't for that, dude, we wouldn't have made it. I mean, we would have had to been fucking going and stealing watermelons or something. But like just through the regular supply channel, we would have died. And it was just luckily that one of our guys, man, just flagged down that helicopter and was like, showing water. It's like, hey, you got water, Fucking Black Hawk guys, man, just landed enough so that the waters wouldn't break, and threw him out the back fucking door and hovered and took off again. I was like, thanks.
That's fucking sweet.
Dude, like to me, man, like looking back on it now, you're like, how is that the logistic? Like who should be beaten with the garden hose that was in charge of the fucking logistics, because that person should be beat with the garden hose for a little bit at least.
And I could see if you have like this, breakthrough or something, you think like the initial invasion, or fucking go back farther like World War II, where you get like this fucking breakthrough like Battle of the Bulge, and fucking you're out pushing your fucking logistics fucking support and all that.
Yeah.
At that point, we were already fucking established in the city for a fucking month when they started fucking rationing that stuff.
Well, you know what fucked us, man, is that we had somewhere within 4th ID, we had a water purification company, right? Or a group of people anyway that were supposed to be doing that shit. Well, we were posted up on the Tigris River overwatching this pontoon bridge. Well, right next to it, the idea was that they was going to pump this water out and run it through this filtration system that they had rigged up next to it. And then they were going to put this water on huge bladders on the back of like 53-foot trailers on huge bladders.
Those big blivets.
Them blivets, yeah. And transport it to wherever it needs to go, right? Which, okay, if that works, that'll work, then at least you'll be able to get water to everybody. But the problem with that, dude, is that fucking blivet can be shot with a 22 and fucking busted, right? So for like fucking 10 days, man, these idiots kept going out there filling up this blivet, and the fucking thing would make it like a mile down the road, maybe at the best, dude. And hey, contact, blivet popped. You know, like,
turn around, mission's over.
Mission's over. You know, so I was like, again, man, whose fucking idea is this? You know, you could have used a metal tanker of some sort or something on this. Like, strategically, if you see maybe not an occupying force, but we'll just say an occupying force in your country, and you understand that you're in the desert and water is important, and you're seeing this operation moving these fucking bladders back and forth, dude, you could take one AK-47 round and shoot that thing, and the whole thing's fucked. You know, and they just kept doing that to us, man. I mean, at some point we was like, just fucking stop, man. And so they ended up taking that whole entire water operation thing down, but I think that had a lot to do with it, right? It's just that idea that that's what was going to happen, but now they got to get water in, you know? So
yeah. Well, we had a water purification fucking unit there at the Teardrop or the Martyrs Monument where we were at, but they were pumping those water out of this fucking just stale pond, you know, fucking just the worst looking shit in the world. And by the time they put it in the fucking Buffalo and a guy had it and fucking drink, it was fucking hot. And it had so much fucking chlorine in it, like pool water would be a fucking more refreshing, cleaner tasting drink, fucking what it was.
Wow,
it is not good.
Yeah. So not only are you so the chemicals, the natural nastiness of it is now taken over by just chemicals pumped into it. Here you go, drink this.
I mean, I don't even know if it's any better.
No way. It can't be, man. It can't be. You know, so that's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, something that the one thing that we had that as far as logistics goes was ammo. I mean, dude, we had ammo for days, bro. And when we were down in Kuwait, we had I guess it's a Het, right? But what's the one, you know, that dropped down the flatbed trailer? You know, there's that support vehicle that dropped the
it was a HEMTT.
A HEMTT.
It was yeah.
There you go. So we had a HEMTT, and it was the whole entire thing, dude, packed, bro, with all kinds of main gun rounds and just boxes of 50 and 240 ammo and all kinds of shit. And we get it, and you know, all the bosses are there. I'm an E3, whatever. And I look at it. Me and my buddy are talking. I'm like, so what is this for? Like our company and somebody else's company, or is this just for our company, or what? And they're like, all right, hey, first platoon, this is your guys' ammo. And I'm like, whoa. What? Wait, hang on. Where the fuck am I even going to put all this, dude? And we had 50 cal rounds, man, still in the big crates, you know, in the wooden boxes. What's it, hold two or three of them, however many boxes.
I think it's two, but yeah.
Yeah, we had boxes of those, dude, stacked like 6 high, 2 or 3 across. I mean, just fucking packed down with ammo, man. I mean, we had more ammo than, and I think that's when, like, oh shit, we're going to war. Like, if they think we're going to need this much ammo when we're in Kuwait, that's going to be, you know, we're going to be shooting a lot. And ended up being just target practice and goofing off ammo, really, you know, but.
Oh yeah, for the most part. I mean, we had definitely had no shortage of ammo, which is, you know, when it comes down to shortage, I'd rather be short fucking water than fucking ammo, because I can get water from the fucking civilian population. I can't go get fucking 5.56 from them.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Did you guys have whenever you guys were in your initial push and going over there, did you guys have like a, you know, like in the field where you guys counted your rounds, or was it just a kind of a free for all a little bit?
I don't know if it was directed from higher, but I know our platoon sergeant fucking directed us to do round counts fucking constantly, like we were on some fucking UN peacekeeping fucking mission. But the thing is, like, we had fucking, you know, surplus fucking ammo. We had hundreds of extra fucking rounds, so I don't even know why we'd have to lay out our fucking 210 fucking basic load and fucking, you know, you could just fucking cover it up.
Yeah.
So it didn't even fucking matter.
Yeah. See, I think that's what we did. We had our basic load, and then as long as you had your basic load, that was all you counted. But again, man, we had fucking boxes of it on the tank. So we like, if somebody said, how many rounds do you have your basic load, or do you have enough rounds? We just point to the tank and be like, yeah, we got fucking plenty. You know, there's
I'll
no
tell you
shortage.
when I'm short.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I promise. You know, I will let you know. You know, so. That was pretty fun, man. I mean, I think that was a interesting part of it. So let's backtrack a little bit. We got talking about being in Iraq a little bit, but let's talk about going over into Iraq, right? Let's and something that in that show again, the Thunder Run on Baghdad that they showed that I totally forgot, man, and I've done this. I did it 4 different times, but there's a little almost like an entrance shack going into Iraq. It was like the Kuwait border or whatever. Whenever we went through there and came back, and they showed that, and that reminded me of it. And what was your, or do you remember your initial idea or your initial thoughts and feelings about whenever you were going into Iraq? Like, okay, I'm going to step foot on Iraq tomorrow or in an hour, or do you remember that?
Yeah. So we did a leaders recon basically the day or two before we fucking rolled out. So all the truck commanders loaded up in a couple rigs, and we rolled up to the Iraq-Kuwait border and, did the route up to it and, had all that fucking figured out. And then we came back and, basically we had to take everything we thought we were going to fucking hang on the outside of the fucking door. Like because you'd go like, if you were fully loaded, you'd go like a gypsy wagon. You'd have rucks hanging off the outside of the fucking trucks, usually on the rear doors. The rucks would hang and fucking on the back and stuff. And they said, no, you got to move everything inside because they said the fucking kids would fucking cut the fucking bags open and steal all your shit as you fucking went right through that first fucking city. So basically our whole load plan was just fucked.
Oh, dude, and your load plan on your vehicle gets fucked up, man. You might as well just knock yourself in the finger because, you're hurting because it's no good whenever that load plan gets all jacked up at all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at 1025, you don't have a whole lot of fucking space to store fucking a bunch of that shit on the inside, especially you got fucking go to war fucking ammo load in there.
Yeah. Yeah, but because you put a cooler and your fucking anything in there, man. That's all your space. You put some water, some ammo, and your first aid kits and shit in the back, dude. And that's pretty much it. Let alone all your shit. Like I was on a tank, man. So we had I think we had maybe 4 or 5 on each side of duffel bags hanging up on each side. So we had shit for days out there, man. We was fucking gypsy wagging it up. I guess maybe because we were higher up, that they couldn't reach it, or maybe they just didn't think fuck with the tank.
Yeah, if you're sitting on a tank turret, it's fucking on that bustle rack. The kids ain't getting up there.
They ain't getting up there.
Yeah, on the fucking door of a Humvee, that's fucking 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah, it's eye level, So yeah.
Yeah, we fucking. We basically once we did that and rolled in, we were herding cats up that way because we had to escort the support fucking unit. I can't even the BSB, like the Brigade Support Battalion. I think is what it was. Yeah, so basically it was every fucking support fucking thing for fucking 1st Brigade. Like it was our job with the 2 scout platoons that we had to fucking make sure they got up to fucking Baghdad.
You want to talk sounds about fucking miserable.
we called it herding cats because these fuckers they'd be off fucking going fucking different ways, and basically it devolved into individual fucking scout trucks going around corralling people and fucking pushing it. It's like a cattle drive.
Like a cattle drive. That's what I was exactly thinking. I was like, that sounds like a cattle drive, man.
We fucking came across. We somehow. I ended up as the fucking rear element on the fucking whole thing. This junior fucking E6.
Yeah.
And fucking
picking up stragglers.
Picking up stragglers. Fucking we were fucking going, and we came across this lone fucking 5-ton with a fucking generator on the fucking back. These guys are out, 2 guys fucking out by themselves. Fucking, I go back there. They're fucking working on pulling the generator off the fucking hitch. Like, what the fuck's going on? We're leaving the generator. I'm like, you probably can't leave the generator, man. It's all fucking bound up. And they had fucking, what they did is they had, I don't know, 12 fucking strands of concertina wire on the trailer tongue. And it was sitting there and it fucking worked its way loose. And it fucking wrapped itself on the fucking axles.
Oh, fuck.
So I looked at that, and this is fucking pitch black, fucking, middle of the night, maybe fucking midnight or whatever it fucking was. But, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, you got wire cutters? Like, no. I'm like, you got M9 bayonets? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So fucking, we worked, my gunner fucking did the most of this, and fucking props to him because this guy fucking did the lion's share of the work on that. But he sat down there for 4 hours with that M9 and snipped all that fucking wire out to the point where we could fucking get it out. Well, like we just had, I'm like, fucking put the guys out, fucking 360 security. We just sat there and fucking like cut this wire, man, until it's done, and we'll fucking go on.
Wow.
And fucking up until fucking sunup, and then fucking by the time it was sunup, we were fucking ready to go, and we rolled in, finally caught up with the fucking rest of the group, rolled into the little compound. They're like, oh yeah, you get some sleep, and then we'll fucking get going again. Close my eyes. Fucking about 30 minutes later, all right, let's go. Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
Some is relative, motherfucker.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
No thanks. Save the fucking army fucking $40,000 on their fucking generator, whatever.
Well, you know that first lieutenant is thanking you so that he can run his fucking air conditioning.
Well, the funny thing is, he should be. The funny thing is, another fucking group left the generator. The Bedouins came and stole it.
Oh, yeah.
My CO went and took it back from him, and he got a Bronze Star with Valor for that.
What?
For getting the generator back. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
We cut the wire out of one and got fucking 30 minutes of sleep and said, hey, thanks.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's something that we're going to have to talk about at some point, man, is just the ridiculousness of some awards, man. I mean, that's a whole episode, man. Just especially with Valor. I mean, that's a whole nother thing.
Recovered a generator from Bedouins.
Yeah, with Valor. Yeah, because I thought Valor was supposed to be like under direct contact, like an engagement or something along those lines. I thought it was supposed to be better than just getting your own shit back. But like I said, maybe you had to deal with the fucking indigenous population, so it was just a deadly situation. Deadly from the camel riders. Yeah. So let me tell you a story about my first night in Iraq, man. It's damn near embarrassing to tell, and I hate telling it, but I think it's worth telling it. The lack of experience that I had and the lack of training on my equipment that I had is I'm a tanker. Right, so we got that death before dismount. Fuck you, we're not getting off. I trained with my M4. I might have fired 3 different times before we went over there, but I fired the tank, 40, 50, 60 times. Super proficient on a tank. Personal weapons, you go out there and kind of qualify and do the little bit of what you're doing. Well, whenever we were getting ready to go to Iraq, they issued us nods. And dude, I'd never fuck with them nods ever, because I'm in a tank, man. We got all the night sights, we got cool shit. We never dealt with any of that. So they gave the loaders nods. And I'm like, all right, I learned how to turn them on and put batteries in it. And I was like, cool, man. I can kind of fucking see at night, but not really. It's fuzzy as shit. Yeah. And, I was like, this is, these ain't the greatest, but okay, so there's something. Well, we head up into Iraq, and so we get on Hetch, and they push us to about 40 miles south of Baghdad that day. And so they set up security, and they say, hey, we got to be at like 25 or 50% security or whatever, and I'm Joe, fucking fuck off, so I got to be on guard first at 2 to 4 or whatever that fuck up shift is. And I'm walking around out there, dude, and somebody goes, hey, you got any nods? And I was like, yeah, I got some. They're like, hey, look over there, man. I keep fucking seeing shit moving around over there. And right when he said that, man, somebody had either shot a dog or was shooting at us or whatever the fuck it was. But about 5 rounds go off, dude, and fucking tracers come about, I don't know, maybe about 60, 70 yards in front of us and bounce up. So it looked like they were shooting at us, but who the fuck knows, But they bounce and they ricochet back. Dude, I close and I fucking take that nods out. And I got not the one-eyed ones, right? I got the 2, which ones are, the 2-eyed
PBS
ones. 7s, right? So I got them 7s, man. And I look at them and I'm like, oh, fuck. There's 5 people right there, dude. And I got them lanyard on my fucking, around my neck. And I drop them, dude. And bop, 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 bop. Take about 4 shots. And I was like, fuck. Jump behind the fucking tank. Again, look again. I'm like, yo. These motherfuckers are disciplined as shit because they didn't even move. They're still coming at us. My boy grabs the fucking nods, man, and he's like, what are you seeing? I'm like, they're right fucking there, telling him where they're at, pointing. He takes his fucking fingers and adjusts the fucking nods and just fucking adjust them. Dude, I'm out there shooting at a goddamn 5 fence post. Yeah. I could have swore on everything that it was 5 fucking people running at me, dude. But I was so inexperienced and so fucking nervous and so untrained that I didn't even think to adjust the fucking focus.
Yeah, the bezel there to focus it in to see what the fuck it was.
Dude, didn't even either. I can't remember if I didn't know that it focused or I was just so fucking scared and nervous. You know, like first day in Iraq, I didn't know, but that was my first gunfight. Shooting at some fucking fence post.
At least you came out on top.
Oh, dude, I got him. I think I hit one of them. That's what I kept telling everybody. It's like, but I fucking hit one. They're all teasing the fuck out of me. Carol's out there shooting at nothing. I'm like, yeah, but I fucking hit it. Yeah, so let me. So that was my first day in Iraq. But let me backtrack a little bit, man. I just want to give some props to my fucking maintenance guys, man, because my tank. We was getting ready to go on the het, man, and it's hot as fuck in Iraq or in Kuwait, right? So while we're in Kuwait, my tank's getting ready to go get put on the het, and the starter goes out, man. It won't start again. Well, my fucking maintenance guy comes over there, and he's like, hey, I got a starter. So he's down there. We pull the fucking panel. He's down there fucking fixing the starter, dude. And it starts up. Cool, man. So we go to put that fucking plate back on, and his dog tags were hanging out of his fucking shirt. Dude, he put them fucking dog tags back in his shirt and, bro, burnt fucking perfect fucking indentions. The first time they hit him, they were perfect, and then it did like 9 different little lines as he's trying to get them out. Dude, he had lines all the way from where his dog tags hung all the way up to like his fucking shirt collar from pulling those fucking things out, man. I mean, yo, I was like, thanks, man. I don't remember that guy's name. I've seen a picture of him not too long ago on something, and I was like, okay, that's that guy, but... Dude, I mean, just the sacrifice that everybody's putting involved, you know, like that looking back on that, that's what's amazing to me now is like to get that many people, even though it was a clusterfuck and it was horrible, man, that took a lot of people working at the same time towards a goal to get to, you know, to Baghdad.
Yeah, I mean, just to get that much fucking men and equipment and everything fucking moved, you know, supplies, just fucking feeding all those fucking people, you know, just fucking logistics on that fucking level that's a fucking undertaking, to say the least.
It is, man. It is. You know, and I jokingly saying that we should beat that person with the water, with a hose, but Jesus Christ, they still did, you know, enough to get us up there, you know. So definitely a tough run. And, you know, I think that for me, man, I think that just going through things like that in the military, right? Like now that I look back on it, like I have to go do some bullshit just in my personal life. And I'm like, well, that ain't going to be that bad. You know, and like civilians are like, oh, this is going to be the worst thing ever. You know, you're like, yo, It ain't that bad.
We'll just grind it out. It'll be all right.
Yeah. You know, yeah. Let's just do the best we can and it'll be all right, you know. So, yeah. You know, something I wanted to talk about too, man, is that what I was thinking about before when I was prepping for this one is that did you guys eat any of the local nationals or were you allowed to?
Yeah, no, actually we ate quite a bit. I mean, the fucking, I don't know what the diamond bread or whatever you want to fucking call it. I don't know what the actual fucking name is. It was that home baked or that daily baked bread that they probably made with their feet, which I later found out. And
they a lot of them burnt cow shit for the heating source.
Yeah. But it was delicious. It was way better than MREs.
It was, dude. I think whatever it was like that flatbread that we called it Hobas. I don't know if that was how we picked up or what the fuck it was, but somebody said Hobas and it was just that old fucking bread, man. And that shit was good, you know. And then we would always buy like the rotisserie chickens too. You know, dude, them chickens were money, man. Those were good.
We also found a place that fucking made like egg sandwiches. Oh. So it'd have this little greasy roll, and they'd have like fucking half a dozen fried eggs on there.
Oh.
And fucking, they were delicious. But like for, I don't know, 6 months after I got back from my first deployment, everything that I ate tasted like those egg sandwiches.
Oh shit!
I don't know what the hell is that.
Just burnt your taste buds.
Yeah, something just fucking killed it, and it was just like. Everything tasted exactly the same like that egg sandwich. I was like, oh, I'm fucking getting pretty sick of these things.
Yeah.
I think I quit about the time I had my first solid shit again.
Yeah.
About 6 months after the fucking deployment.
Yeah. You know what? Like, if you got on a good run of MREs for about fucking 2 or 3 months or 2 or 3 weeks though, and nothing but MREs, bro, you were having a solid shit. It was so solid it felt like you was giving birth to a fucking brick.
I didn't after that fucking bout I had where my fucking guts were all fucked up. It was shitting through a screen door fucking and not leaving any residue fucking type.
You know, I got one case of dysentery, man, and when I got it is during Thanksgiving of '03, and we had a whole shitload of food mic'd in, and we was taking control of this little building. And like all the bosses, all these heavens and first sergeant and all that shit's in there serving the food, and we're all the Joes are coming through there, man. We're like, who stepped in dog shit? Somebody stepped in straight dog shit, man. It smells like dog shit in here, bad, like fresh hot dog shit. And me and my boys go sit down, man. We're like, you know what that smells like dog shit is? It's this fucking turkey. Yo, don't eat the turkey. So we're like trying to pregame warn people, but there's already 30 or 40 people in front of us, We're like, yo, don't eat the turkey, man. I think it smells like dog shit. And so, of course you take a couple bites to see if it tastes all right, or whatever the fuck, but you end up eating everything else. Dude, I had dysentery so bad that I'd take my little fucking field shitter out there and a bottle of water, and literally, dude, I could eat like 2 or 3 bites of an MRE and take 2 or 3 drinks of a water and shit out that exact same amount. Like however many ounces I put in, it was coming out within 30 minutes,
dude. Fast track. Oh, yeah.
Bro, I was fucking hurting. But you know what saved me, man, is we had some guys bringing around Iraqi pizza. So there was this we guarded the MEK compound. It was just some Iranians that were displaced and that were working with Saddam or whatever the fuck they were doing. And they were cool with us, man. We'd buy shit from them. We'd buy food from them. And they brought this pizza, and it was pretty much that bread with like tomato sauce on it with some goat cheese and tomato slices on the top of it, which is pretty fucking good. And that plugged me up enough, man, to stop it. But dude, for a while, man, for probably a good, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, man, I was the same way, bro. Just sucking.
Yeah. Oh, no, there was a point, you drive down the fucking road and, just pull over and then fucking bail out the door and just busy highway in Baghdad and just fucking shit on the fucking side of the road.
Yeah.
Fucking jump back in. All right, let's go.
Yeah. And that was a normal thing in 03, 04, even 05, 06, I guess. That was pretty common. Well, when I was over there in 2011, I had to do that. And what happened, man, is I just didn't pregame, right? So I was fucking running around getting everybody. And we had to transport a bunch of assholes all over the place. And so I was in my Humvee, and I was like, man, I got going, and I drinking some coffee and smoked a couple cigarettes. I was like, poof. But I was like, I don't know. So I had an option, I was like, well, I can either shit in the 50 cal can in the truck while we're moving, which could probably be an option, or just stop. And I stopped, man, and I told my platoon sergeant, I was at E6, and I told my platoon sergeant, I was like, hey, man, my truck's making funny noises. So I pull over, and dude, it's just a power shit real fast, and here comes my fucking CO running up there all goofy as shit. Hey, is your truck broken? I'm like, no, dude, I just had to take a shit. Come on. Well, you shouldn't be doing that out here. I'm like, well, where the fuck you want me to do it at, then, guy? Come on, man. Come on. I'm the lead truck, dude. I'm the lead truck. I can't do anything about this. So it was always fun, man. I think that some of that things just dealing with those little, everyday shit, man, in life, man. I think that for me anyway, it definitely made me a better person after I got done going through all that hardship. Like I said, because now there's not a whole lot of things that really bother me anymore. That I look at that are impossible tasks. I look at
not to the extent it's just it fucking happens and you're like, oh well, we'll just deal with it and get along and fucking move on to the next thing.
Yeah. I just watched a little bit of Hangover 2 the other day, and you ever seen that movie? The little Asian dude's like, well, did you die? Did you die? That's how I look at everything. Well, did you die? Well, then fuck it. Yeah. Then you're good. Just go. You didn't die. So.
But on like a lack of fucking, or on a not shit that'll kill you, but just fucking lack of equipment. How was your DCU issue?
Bro, crotch busted out on every pair that I had, dude. And 2 fucking hot to wear drawers, bro. Just free balling, dude. We'd be playing spades and everybody be like, yo, tuck your nuts in, man. Like that was just, everybody was like that, just like, I don't know. Was yours about the same?
100% fucking, yeah, fucking going along. Like we were doing fucking, I don't know, we wore DCUs like a week before we fucking left. And we were just doing some additional training around fucking base. And you go and on dismounted patrol, you stop and take a knee, and that fucking, you just hear a crotch fucking blow out. Like, oh, there goes another one.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I never had BDUs do that. I didn't have ACUs do that. It was just those DCUs that did that. I don't know.
It was just shoddy fucking construction, or they'd been sitting around in some warehouse since fucking Mogadishu.
Yeah. I remember, dude. That's one of like the a memory that's pretty fucking clear in my mind, man. Is just sitting around playing spades, just sitting on fucking MRE boxes and just trying, just everybody's crotch, just dicks hanging out all day. You're like, come on, man, and nobody's wearing drawers because it's way too hot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
I remember riding in the Humvee with the fucking door open and fucking legs propped up and getting that breeze blowing right through the hole in the center. That was about the only time it was comfortable over there.
Yeah, that's the only time. Hey, did you guys do the whenever you guys ran out of ice? Did you guys like wet the sock and hang it up on the outside of your vehicles? Did you guys do that?
People do it, but I just said fuck it and I just drank hot water.
I did. I did it a lot, and just because it took it down like 5 degrees maybe, dude, just enough so that you thought you were doing something. Probably if you had 2 of them identical, you wouldn't even notice. But I think it was like the placebo effect. You're like, oh yeah, that's way fucking colder.
No, I'm sure it evaporates. It does bleach off some fucking amount of it, but I don't know how much.
Yeah.
How wet it would need to be to actually lower the temperature. Those bottles got so fucking hot.
Dude, I remember my buddy bought a case of Pepsis one time, and they had them old pull taps, there's like the little narrow cans. And we're sitting out by his tank one time just bullshitting, and we heard pop, pop, and he was like, what the fuck is that? That ain't gunshots. What the fuck is that? And then we start seeing shit leaking. I'm like, yo, you're leaking oil or something? You got a can of oil up there in your bustle rack that's busted? And it was in fucking sodas, dude. Just breaking, popping open. Off. Dude. Cooking off soda cans, dude. I was like, Jesus Christ, this place sucks.
I believe it, man. Fucking, we got I don't know why we had it or who got it, but we had a digital thermometer. And so we were sitting inside this fucking Humvee in the shade waiting to fucking go do something. And that fucking thermometer fucking read 145 degrees.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, you're like just cooking rare fucking roast beef at that fucking temperature.
Fucking melting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was crazy. I told somebody that I was a tanker one time. I think it was one of my cousins maybe. And he's like, oh yeah, I seen something on the History Channel about that. That's pretty nice in there, huh? You guys have those vests that have air conditionings in them? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, dude. My whole first deployment, I didn't see air conditioning for like 9 months. And then finally we got some chews, and then we could only, we had a staggered system where only certain chews could run the air conditionings at certain times, because the generator would fucking over explode, So I was a Joe, so my time to not run it was like 10 to 2, in the afternoon or some shit.
Yeah, where you're never in there.
Yeah. So it's just stupid, so. Yeah.
Well, talking about those fucking vests, I seen them in fucking Korea. The ones that plug into the NBC system that fucking, you never had those?
No, we never had them at all, ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had the hoses that you'd put down your pants, for the NBC system, but you'd blow that.
Yeah, you'd run the hose, but the vest was just a vest that fucking plugged into that you would fucking cycle fucking air kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Over your fucking torso.
Yeah, that'd help. That would have helped, man, because any air that you could get going, man, especially when you're sitting in that fucking tank, dude, and like the most miserable part about any of that whenever you was in a tank or whenever you was out on OP is whenever your OP had to be in the sun. Like, I was a shade finding fucking hound, man. Like, I would seek out shade like crazy. But, dude, whenever you just had to suck it up and be out there all day, oh my God, dude, that fucking melts your brain.
Oh, yeah. We had an issue with they were setting up fucking IEDs in these intersections, like with the vicinity of our fucking cop, not our cop, but our fucking fob we were at. And so we'd set these fucking OPs up, and we had one Overwatch. It was in the shade in the fucking bushes, and it was all right. But then there was another one. There was this tipped over fucking like police fucking box they used to have at the intersections where they used to control traffic out of or whatever. But it was basically a fucking 8x8 fiberglass fucking square that was tipped over, and it was in the sun, and we were in there fucking for like, I don't know, probably 12 hours, I think. And just, I mean, take a ruck, and your ruck was you stuffed as much fucking water as you could in your fucking rucksack, and you fucking drank all of those while you were on that fucking OP.
Yeah. And never pissed.
And never pissed.
Never pissed at all, yeah. Yeah, that was crazy, man. I mean, I don't know. like now that I'm pushing 40 and getting fat, I'm like, yo, I wouldn't mind a good 6 months run over there, man. Fucking lose about fucking you, dude. I guarantee if we went over there now, as heavy as we are, and like just holding all that fucking water weight and all this shit that we got, dude, I'd probably lose 30 pounds in fucking 45 days over there, just sweating.
Yeah, do fucking 2 months in Kuwait, and I'd be fucking trim,
man. Yeah, maybe that's where we should start, man. Just a company, just hey, like a weight loss company, like, hey, we're gonna take fucking trips over to Kuwait and just do some bullshit over there. A weight loss company.
To be fair, we could probably just go to Death Valley and fucking get a similar effect.
No, I don't think so. You could, but
I don't think it's quite as hot.
Well, I just want. I'm one of those people that my misery loves company, right? So like, if you haven't experienced that shittiness of it, I want you to experience it, just because fuck you, because I had to do it, and I. Yeah. So. Yeah. You know what I meant to tell you about earlier too is whenever we had them het drivers, right? And these het drivers that I had, dude, were fucking drunks, bro. They were drunk as shit the whole time, just passing fucking bottles of liquor back and forth, just drunk. I mean, still doing their job, but just drinking and doing it. And
civilians or fucking
military guys. They were okay. Yeah, because they, whenever you stop at those little spots, man, they just knew a hookup, right? So they had a hookup of liquor, and they weren't drunk, but they were drinking. And they were sharing it too, so we was all happy, So, but they had a fucking sticker, a bumper sticker. Whenever we were on our tank, we rode on the tank, and they had a bumper sticker way up high on the back of their cab, and it said, "Don't tell my mom I'm a truck driver. She thinks I'm a piano player at a gay bar." So like here we are rolling into war, like, let's welcome to the war, and then there's just these two drunks with stupid stickers on their truck, and I was like, how serious of an operation are we really doing here? Like, what are we getting into here?
Yeah, I remember they had a lot of, I don't know if they were reservists or National Guard or whoever, but they did a lot of that fucking, they'd have these compounds where they'd have like maintenance spots basically, and like, we remember doing big runs all the way back to Kuwait for some reason, and trying to hammer back up. But basically, you'd have a spot you could fucking pull in, crash for the fucking night in a secure compound, and then fucking roll out again. And it was like one of those. But I mean, there's an old timer in there, and he had his fucking helmet, and it said like Saigon 70-71.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Fucking I don't know, it was Kuwait fucking 90-91, and then fucking Baghdad 03. Wow. just some old timer fucking driving some fucking truck.
Yeah.
But those are the spots that's where we first found some fucking booze too,
Yeah.
We fucking sit those fuckers be bullshitting around a little fucking fire ring or something, and fucking you go over and talk to them for a little bit. Hey, you want a drink? Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Mix one of those up. Because you were just sleeping there for the night anyway and fucking rolling again, so fuck it.
Yeah. That's how these work too, man. These are National Guard guys, and they were just, they weren't derelict of their duty. They were just getting through their day, I guess, or just, start doing it and then want to take a nap and just moving through the day, So it was fun, man. I mean, it's weird, like looking back on it now, like, I don't know if my maturity or whatever would allow me to just put myself in such a awkward position where I, where everything else is just so chaotic. It feels like around you, you don't have no like, you just don't have no direction of your own destiny a little bit. You're just at the mercy of whatever the fuck is going on around you. And I don't like that feeling too good anymore.
No, but that's the whole thing about being over there. It's like, you really don't have control of your fucking destiny. It's just, whatever happens to you is going to fucking happen, and, you're going to fucking deal with it. So we used to say it was fucking 90% luck and 10% skill.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's definitely true. So I think, let's see how long we've been at this, Tom. We've been at this for about an hour and 3 minutes. I think that we beat that horse to death a little bit about Kuwait and kind of our first initial responses. What we didn't do is that we kind of like to maybe the next episode we'll get back to is some of the policy that was happening while we were doing those things, right? Because absolutely 100%, I had no idea what was going on in the world of policy. We didn't talk about President Bush's mission accomplished, landing on there, and that happened before I even went into Iraq. So maybe we'll start the next episode at at mission accomplished a little bit, and then move forward through a little bit of policy, and then we'll get into like our first contact and other than fence post.
Yeah, actually, if all goes well, we might have a special guest fucking next episode.
Oh, great! So yeah, great.
See if I can talk him into coming and bullshitting with a good friend of mine. So
yeah, great. Yeah, that's what we want. We want to start to kind of interview other people and see how their lives are. If you're listening to this, I'm sure you can relate to a lot of these things, but they're all different, 100% different. Even if you're in the same platoon with somebody, you view it different. So that's what we want to hear. We want to start talking to other people and see how they perceive the war and how that war has affected them now. So if you get time, leave comments, questions, concerns at the bottom. Go to productsofwar.com and check out our website. We've got some shirts on there. I think we got a coffee cup coming or is there now. So buy some stuff from us so we can continue to do this, so we can continue to have the ideas of veterans and be able to explore those ideas and tell people in the world about how it was, right? I mean, I think that movies and books and things of that nature kind of give us an idea, but it definitely has a bigger impact when it comes from somebody. So if you want to be on the show, leave us an email, send us an email at productsofwar.com and leave a comment, question. If you listening to us on YouTube, please subscribe. That helps us out a lot. Just having subscribers helps us out. Like it and give us 3 ups, 3 downs. You got anything else, Tom?
I sure don't.
All right. For Tom and Dave, this has been a Products of War podcast. Out.